Good evening and welcome to another episode of A Power Half Hour Unstoppable Business Owner. I'm your host, Dorothy Odell. Before we bring our amazing guest up tonight, I just want to give a shout out to Freedom Group Global, who is putting on the 30-day Money Cleanse Book Club, which starts October 9th at 6 p.m. Central Time, I believe that is. If you're interested, there is an investment. The investment is $197, but it's for 11 weeks. And you are going to get everything that Kimberly Genovese has to this. She even has a money back guarantee that if you do not find $600 within these 11 weeks that, you could cut in your spending, she will give you your money back. Folks, I actually was able to get $2,000 back in this. So, I mean, seriously, an investment of $197 to get $6,000 to $2,000 back is game changing and life changing. So, if you would like more information on that, just message us here or go to grahamdorothy408@gmail.com and we'll get you that information. With that, though, I have somebody really fun to bring to the stage today. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. And I hope I do not massacre her name. Aeoliana.
Aeoliana.
Sorry. I messaged it even though you said this ahead of time.
It's all good. Can you imagine my name during a drinking game? Like from start to finish, how it would be?
That we could try that one time.
Like, this is how I pronounce the name pre-drinks. This is after a few drinks. This is after a few more drinks. This is at the end of a night of drinking. Let's see which one sounds the best.
Oh my gosh. See, this is why I brought this lady on here, because she is amazing. Like, as soon as I met you, it was just like, yes, like we were like best buds. So
yes, let's go.
That's right. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you.
Absolutely. Share a little bit about who you are and what you do.
Sure. So my name is Aeoliana, like you said, and I live in Florida. I am a mom. My son is a 12-year-old hockey playing nut. I've been married for 19 years. It'll be 20 years in May. I am a full-time work from home paralegal, and I'm also a podcast launch strategy coach.
Wow. So you have like no free time.
I try to fit in free time whenever I can possibly get it, which has been a struggle because I'm not normally someone who likes to take free time. Like, I'm one of those people, type A, that every minute has to be accounted for and I have to be doing something every minute. And in the last couple of years, I realized that I am supposed to rest. Like, I don't do, but I'm like interested in human design. I don't know if you know about that.
No.
And it's really cool. I'm a projector. And so as a projector, I am supposed to, part of my design is to take moments of rest. Like, it's how I refuel, is taking moments of rest. So I've been like, okay, I'm going to dive in here. And whenever I can take 5, 10, 15 minutes to just sit and do absolutely nothing, I am leaning more into that.
I love that. What is one of the best favorite things to do in your rest time?
I like to color. I love coloring.
Funny you say that. I actually got a brand new coloring book for my girlfriend for my birthday, which I have, sorry, Jay, have not been able to get into because I've been just swamped doing other things. But I love that. Maybe we'll have to color one day. Have like a Zoom date
I
or
love
something.
to color. I have 2 books. I had 3. I just finished one and I'm on another one. And I pick them up and I'll do them for a few days and then I drop them and I don't touch them for a month or 2 and I do journaling or, watch a movie or something. But they're in my center console in my couch with my, Crayola pencil crayon things, the twistables. I love those.
I got those too.
Love them.
Yes.
Love them.
Love them. Love it. All right. So you have to tell us, what
Yeah.
is a podcast launch strategist?
Okay, so basically, what I do is I help people launch their podcasts by helping them with the strategy of how to go from wanting to start it to actually launching it. The way I do things is a little bit different than some podcast coaches out there. And that's because we talk about the tech and recording and editing and things like that, but I focus more on the mindset piece of it, balancing it. Podcasting takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of effort, and if
Mhm.
you don't balance it with the rest of your life or fit it into the rest of your life, it can be really overwhelming. um, I focus on the importance of communication, being authentic, sharing your voice, your message, um, and mastering your mindset, because for me, my opinion is that you can have the best tech in the world, but if you're not working on your mindset or, things like that, you're going to end up down the line, because everybody does. You're going to end up down the line where either your numbers aren't going to be what they want them, or you're not reaching the goals that you want, or
Mhm.
you're going to get overwhelmed, you're going to get tired, and you're going to quit. And that's not because the work is hard. There's something else deep down that's giving you the wrong message. And so I help people work through all of that and realize that the podcasting isn't the problem. There's something else behind the scenes that's causing you to think that this isn't working or that isn't working. And so that's what I
Mhm.
focus on. And I call it my BCAME framework. And that's what I do.
I love that, because you're so right. After 3 years, I hit a wall kind of, and I was just
Hmm.
like, what the heck, right? And because I usually do most of these live, so live every week, 3 times a week now,
Yeah.
and so that does take a lot of time, a
Yep.
lot of effort, and I really wish back in the day when I first started this, I would have had somebody that was,
Yeah.
have giving me those tips back then. Kind of developed a little bit of my own system, but I
Yeah.
totally get it. I love that you came up with that. So became, so
Hmm.
it says here, balance, communication, authenticity, mindset mastery, and empowerment.
Right.
Oh, I love that. How did you come up with that?
Um, I was going through, so I took, I don't know if it was a course or if it was like a phone call I was on or something. I don't remember. But they had us sit down and put together our mission, our values, our core values. And so I went through and I was like, okay, this is what I want. And all of those were in there. Collaboration was in there, heart centered was in there. And I was like, okay, let me take the top 5. I had to count how many letters are in there. I was like, let me do the top 5, top 6. And collaboration falls in there too. Sometimes I put it in, sometimes I don't. And it ended up being those words. And I was like, okay, I need to put this in a way that makes sense. Like make another word. Like
Right.
I think that's called is it called an anagram or something like that?
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. You know what I'm saying.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
The audience knows what I'm
The
saying.
audience knows. Yes.
Right. So I decided on the one that made the most sense was became. And then it turned into like you're becoming a podcaster through this process, like through all of these things. And so it's kind of stuck. And I'm kind of
I love
digging
that.
it. The more I use it, the more I talk about it, I'm kind of like, yeah, that this is exactly what I want. This is exactly what I want people to understand, to feel, to work with, um, and to real like all of them combined lead to you feeling empowered. Because when you go through everything, it you feel empowered at the end of the day.
I love that. And I have to say, I love the fact that you use the word strategist and not
Mm.
coach. Coach is inundated and so like there's I hear the word coach and I'm like, okay.
So it depends on where I'm at. Sometimes I'll put podcast launch strategy coach just because people are like, you're a coach. But the reason I did strategist was because I did not feel qualified to call myself a coach. I had been in a couple of programs where people called themselves coaches, and I really didn't get anything out of what they were offering. And to me, a coach is someone who helps you get from point A to point B. Like my son has had plenty of coaches, playing hockey. And so I know that a coach is supposed to help you along the way. So, and there's knowledge behind that. There's training behind that. And so I was like, I cannot be a coach. I am not qualified to be a coach. I myself am just starting. My podcast is launching in December, but I've helped people go through them, but like you said, I knew I needed somebody like me when I started, like when I was thinking about doing it.
Yeah.
And so I come at it from that point to where I'm not a coach, but I'm helping you with the strategy, with the mindset, with the thought piece. And like you
Right.
said, I think the word coach gets overused a lot.
Yes.
I think now people can become a coach in like 48 hours online. It's like, this is going to be really, really funny, but I equate it to like people getting ordained on the internet.
Yeah.
Like anybody can be a minister for whatever. And I'm just like, no, it's not the same thing. So,
Right. Right. I hear you. And it's just funny because before COVID, you never heard the word. Now that's all you
right,
hear.
right, right.
Um, and you know, and that's why everybody's like, well, you're a good coach. And I'm like, I don't even like that word. Like, I'm not a coach. I prefer mentor
Yep,
or consultant
yep.
or things like that. So I get you. Anyways, I'll get off that topic because it's
We can go all night with that
we
topic. It's
we
all
could
good.
go.
We agree. We
We
agree.
agree. We
Yes, we
agree.
agree.
So, what would be the three things that you've had to overcome to get to where you're at in business today?
Definitely imposter syndrome, just not feeling like I have enough knowledge, enough, um, I haven't done enough with what I'm doing to help anyone else.
Right.
The second thing definitely was, even though I'm still employed, having my own business, it takes a completely different mindset. I don't have anybody telling me what to do step by step. So I have to figure it out on my own. So realizing that it's okay to make mistakes, it's okay to try things, and eventually you'll find what works.
Mhm.
That was another big thing. And I guess probably the last one would be just realizing that I don't have to be perfect. I don't have to know all of the things that people who have been doing it a lot longer know. I just
Mhm.
have to know a little bit more than someone who's just starting out. And I can
Mhm.
take that journey with them. Like I don't have to have all the answers. I have
Right.
to be willing to know where to find them if I don't have them. So those are the three things I've learned.
That is so true. Being an entrepreneur is probably got to be one of those things of, I'm not going to say lonely, but it can
Yeah,
be.
it can be.
And that's why I have like a community around me, which I'm so thankful for, like so thankful for. And getting into different groups that help other business entrepreneurs as well. Key, key to the success that I've had, and because there's
Agreed.
some days you're like, what the hell am I doing this for?
Right.
Like seriously,
Yeah.
uh, what am I really doing this for? Um, and it's funny because I had to take a good hard look at that, especially with the shows that I do. because I'm like, you get disappointed. You think you should be at a certain point and you're
Mm-hmm.
not there yet, and things like that. And so I love that you brought that up, because as a matter of fact, I've had several people. I don't know if anybody on here listening knows Peter Clark, but he's huge over on LinkedIn. And he has Red TV. And him and I have talked several times about the mindset and things like that. And he's like, and every once in a while, I'll get an email from him or a text message saying, hey, stay the course, you're doing great. And those little messages really help
Mm-hmm.
you out. Because I'm telling you, there's been several times I'm like, okay, I'm quitting. I'm done.
Yeah. Yeah. And it happens to all of us. Like, being an online business owner isn't the same as a brick and mortar store where you have, like, even if you have a team of people with you, none of you are in the same space at the same time. So you don't, the camaraderie is completely different. And you really do, you have to find your group of people, and you have to find the support wherever you can. And like, that's what's so great about podcasting, is that you end up creating a community with your listeners, with other podcasters, with your guests, with other hosts. And it's like, I don't know if that was what podcasting intended to happen, but I know that's the way it's gone since COVID. Like, it's helped so many people to not feel alone,
Mhm.
that I think that's one of the biggest blessings, or like magical things that have come out of podcasting.
100%. And there's so many great, amazing shows out there, and
Mm-hmm.
we get to tune in and tap into what we want. If you want something like comedy and things like that, you would go to other ones. And then if you want something like business wise, come here. If you want something like overcoming, there's the
Mm-hmm.
unstoppable overcomers. If you want something in the veteran first responder space, you go listen to A Journey in Boots, right? So it's just like so many great shows out there. So
Mm-hmm.
what is the name of your podcast? Just kind of
So
in
my
December.
podcast is going to be called Your Voice Uncovered, the BCAME podcast, and I'm focusing on, obviously, my framework. Every week we're going to be talking about one aspect of it. And what I'm doing, and here's a tip for people who have not started a podcast, don't know if they can do a podcast. If you are a blogger, so I've been blogging for, I don't know, a few months now. I have about 60 or something like that blog posts currently. And I'm using those blog posts as the topics for my podcast. So if you have a blog and you're like, oh, I don't know what I'm going to talk about, take those blog posts and talk about the information that's in your blog post. You've already written it. It's already done.
Right.
It's already done. The content's already done. So that's a tip
There we go.
for people out there if they're thinking about it and they're like, but I've already written everything in my blog. Great. Now speak it. Now talk about it.
Add to it.
Yeah.
Love it.
Repurpose it. Don't redo it. Don't redo the wheel. Don't
Mhm.
reinvent the wheel. Just repurpose the wheel.
100%. It's so funny. So I have this software called Cast Magic
Mm-hmm.
for podcasters. I don't know about you, but it is a must to have.
I'm gonna have to write
100%.
that down.
Well, okay, I'll send you a referral link.
Yeah, yeah.
So
I'll take
I'll
a look at it.
yeah, because I'm telling you, that sucker, I put it in, I'll upload this show to that. And it not only gives me the blog, it gives me my post for social media, it gives me a whole bunch of other like headline tips and things like that. So after you're done, you use Cast Magic, and then you get everything
That's
like right
beautiful.
there. It
That's
is
beautiful.
time saving. I wish I just came across this. Actually, Rena, from the Better Call Daddy show. She's the one that told me about it. And so, yeah. So if you're interested, let me know. I'll hook you guys up. I have a referral link. And it's the best thing since sliced bread. If you're a podcaster, you definitely need this, because I'm telling you, it has saved me a lot of time.
I've used Descript, and Opus Clip is another one. And Headliner was one that I tried out, but it was weird for me. So I think I'm sticking with, but I'll look at that one too. Because
Yeah,
right now,
because
all I'm doing is recording, putting the music, doing the show notes, and my podcast is hosted on JustCast. So once I upload the episode, it automatically does a transcript in there. So I'm like, we do a little bit of a description and it's good to go. So it's been fun. It's been fun. And I don't really edit. Like I do mine kind of like the way you would do if it was a live. I don't really edit it because, well, I might edit some if there's like a lot of dead air. Like if I'm pausing a lot, I'll edit that out. But I talk. I have a very unique way of talking. I guess I say and like a lot. And I've always, this is part of the authenticity, is I've always found that sometimes people over edit too much because they want to sound perfect. And so what I like to think about is if someone was to see me on the street and they've been listening to my episodes and they're talking to me and having a conversation, if I don't sound the same way on the podcast as I do in person, they're going to wonder, is it the same person? And then now with AI, doing voices and things like that, you really have to be careful to make sure that you're not making your stuff too perfect to where it sounds like it's not an actual person and it's AI generated, because everybody's feelers are up for that now. Making sure that everything is, it's a human talking, it's not AI. And so I think if you over edit, it could end up sounding not like you and more like someone or something else.
100%. And so I have to ask, what edit tool do you use? I don't edit at all.
Yeah. So I record and I edit in Audacity. It's free.
Okay.
Yeah, it's free. If you have a Windows, well, you can do Windows or Mac with Audacity. And then if you have a Mac, you can record in Audacity and then edit in GarageBand. I don't know anything about GarageBand because I don't have a Mac. But I know YouTube has like thousands of tutorials. And same thing with Audacity. Like everything I learned how to do in Audacity, I learned from watching YouTube videos. Everything. But all I do editing wise is add the music at the beginning, my intro, the episode, my outro, and the music. And that's it. And take out some space or some dead air. And that's all the editing that I do.
That's awesome. Yeah, it's funny because I was talking to a friend of mine today, and she wanted to talk about podcasting tonight after, and I'm like, yeah, I'll be done by 7. She goes, I hate you. She goes, you were just like you have everything down, and she goes, you just don't edit. And I'm like, that's right, because life. Think of it this way: you're at work. Do you edit constantly while you're talking at work?
No.
You may edit your work, but you don't talk about what you're talking about.
Yep.
So why would you do that anywhere else?
Yep.
This is real, raw, authentic, right here, conversation between two business owners, and this is what life is about.
Yep. And when you're having a conversation with someone, the way a podcast should feel, you're talking to someone. You don't edit a conversation. Like when you're in the middle of a conversation, go, oh, wait, hold on. Let me backtrack. Let's erase what I just said and start all over again. Give me a second take. We don't do that.
Exactly.
We don't
100%.
do that.
100%. I'm glad we're on the same page.
Yes. Let's keep turning the pages because we keep agreeing. Let's keep turning the pages.
Yes, exactly. All right. So what 3 things do you help your clients overcome?
Probably the first one is not having a goal set. So I think a lot of people get started with podcasting and they don't understand, same thing with business, but they don't understand the power of goal setting. You can do all of the things, but if you don't know what target you are shooting for, you don't know whether you've met that goal or not. You don't know whether you've gotten to that target or not. The second thing is finding their voice. A lot of people think that because either their topic or whatever they're talking about, other people have talked about it before, that they have nothing to say. They have nothing new to add. And I like to tell people that the magic is the fact that you are saying it. I've said this a lot recently. You can have 5 different people and you can tell them all to say good morning, and it will sound different from every single person. Is it a different set of words? No. Is it a different set of letters? No, it's the exact same thing, but it's being said in different ways by different people. We've all had different experiences. We're all looking at life from a different lens, and no 2 people are going to have the same experience. Even with twins, even with people in the same family, no 2 people are going to have the same experience and see it the same way. So I try to help my clients understand that the magic is in themselves. It's not in what they're saying. It's the fact that they're sharing whatever their message is, the fact that you're just saying it. And then the last one probably would be one thing that I've had recently is the tech. Just being overwhelmed with looking at all of the things you have to do, all of the equipment you have to get, and all of the time you have to invest. And we just try to break that down. Like, when you start, you don't have to have the latest, greatest tech. If you have an iPhone or an Android, you can record your episodes on a voice note, transfer those to an MP4 and post them that way. Like I said, Audacity and GarageBand are free. I think for my podcast, I'm paying $7 a month, $7 or $9 a month for JustCast. But like Spotify is free. I think Buzzsprout is free. There are several platforms that are free or cost effective for people just starting out. And you can always switch. You can always upgrade when you feel like. When I started doing my editing, I just had these headphones and I didn't have a microphone. And then I invested in a microphone that I bought on Amazon. My headphones are from Amazon. I don't have the, like super expensive tech, but I don't need it. I'm very simple. Start simple and then work your way up from there if you feel like it.
Right. 100%. 100%. A laptop, pair of
right.
headphones, and away you go.
Yep. Super
I
simple. Super simple.
Keep it simple, and trust me, it'd be a lot better for you.
Yep, absolutely. I think and overall, not just with podcasting, but like content creation, work, life, I think we all overcomplicate things. And I think that has a lot to do with us comparing ourselves to other people. Yeah. And especially in podcasting, you have a lot of people who do really well. And a lot of those times we are not looking at them. We're looking at them by the same lens that we are. So we're like, okay, I started this podcast. I should be at 1 million views already. My podcast should be at that level. What you're not realizing is that sometimes those people with high downloads either started in the industry. Maybe they were in radio before. Maybe they were TV personalities, producers, and something like that. Or they have a lot of money to invest in ads and things like that. Or they have a team of people that are doing the editing, the promoting, the marketing. Whereas most of us are doing all of those things on our own. 100%. We're recording, we're editing, we're producing, we're marketing, we're promoting, we're finding the guests, we're interviewing the guests, we're talking to them before to make sure, we're filtering them out. We're doing all of that ourselves. So, give yourself a little bit of credit. You may not have 1 million downloads, but you're doing the job of 5 or 6 other people on top of whatever else you're doing. So
100%. Well, where can people find you?
So my website is probably the best place. It's www.topshelfvirtualservices. It's down on the screen right there, scrolling. And I'm also on Instagram. I do a daily affirmation for podcasters in there. My handle is Aeoliana.Elliott, Elliott. I'm on Facebook. Just look for my name. I am literally the only Aeoliana anywhere. I will give you a quick story though. Back in the MySpace days, there was a girl who had a name like that, and I contacted her, and I was like, "Oh my God, this is so great! I've never met anybody with my name."
Right.
And she swore up and down. She's like, "Oh, I created it. I came up with it." And I'm like, "No, sweetie, you didn't. Because A, I'm older than you. And B, that's like my actual birth certificate name."
Right.
So she blocked me quickly shortly thereafter and changed her name. So I think if you look up my name, you'll find all my stuff. I'm actually thinking about changing my business name to my name because it's so unique. So that's a great way to find me. But on my website is all my socials, ways to work with me, free, paid, resources. You'll see pictures of me, my family, all of the things. It's all on the website. You can opt in to my newsletter if you want, get the freebie with that. My blog is posted there. So you can see all of the things. That's the best place to find all of the things.
Love that. Well, thank you so much
Thank you.
for
This is so
coming
much
on the show tonight.
fun.
I know this has been a blast. Thank you for all of our listeners for joining in. I know they were too shy to say hi. I mean, I can't believe that.
But
But
hello, everyone.
But hello. And for those of you on the replay and for those of you on Spotify and Roku, thank you so much. I just want to give one last announcement here before we end today's show. I just got actually the new book in for bringing new words to your body conversation. 10 women that have been real, raw, authentic, sharing our journeys of our body conversations. So that I got my copy today in the mail. Where this, you got to figure out where the camera is. Anyways, you can get
it
your
looks
copy.
Perfect. Yeah, it looks great.
There we go. You can get your copy today on Amazon. And I did have that scrolling in there, but I will have it in the comments as well. So get your copy today. If you've ever had that negative conversation, about your body, I swear, like the testimonials that are coming in after people reading that are absolutely amazing. So go check it out. And Jen Zahari has actually put a group together, a membership group where we come together and we can help you overcome your body conversations. So with that, thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget, be unstoppable in all that you do. And same time, same channel next week. Bye for now.